That's why they're so all the men in the Middle East are so fucking pissed off all the time because it's so fucking feminism. I'm gonna click send.
All in the Bank podcast. My name is Jackson. I'm here with my friend Rohan, who is sitting here in the nice lighting. He looks a lot more vibrant than I do today. Are you feeling vibrant, Rohan? How are you feeling?
Dude, I am feeling excellent. Not crazy vibrant. It's good because it's finally not a fucking 115 degrees outside, you know? So it's been a pretty good day so far.
Is it nicer? Dude, so I have not been outside. I'm not going to lie to you right now. So here's what I've been doing all day. This game came out on the PlayStation. It's called Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been playing it with my brother. And it's literally just fucking Dungeons and Dragons on your PlayStation. This is the nerdiest thing I've been a part of in a little while. But it's like came out today at 9 in the morning. We got right on, and then I was like, Brooks, I got to hop off. And literally I haven't eaten yet. That's what I've been doing today. Playing fucking D&D.
And you wonder why the internet bullies you so much, huh?
Dude, I feel like the internet's for that. Like these are my people. No. They're in the D&D thing.
I don't know. Not the new age internet. The new age internet's like into like getting offended.
Right.
Like that's what the new age internet is.
It's pretty sick though. I don't recommend you get it. I don't recommend you get it. Like
I wasn't planning to.
It's way too. I think I'm gonna get bored with it pretty soon because it's like there's so much to do. Like it's so big, and it's like I just feel lost in it. It's like it's like a separate world. It's crazy. So I think we'll probably play it for like a week and then get bored and move on, or maybe we'll fucking waste our entire lives doing it. Who knows?
Yeah, that's kind of. Dude, that's sad, man. That just sounds sad, but
that's my Saturday, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's very sad Saturdays. Anyway, I don't know what else has been up to. I know we wanted to actually talk about this last week, so I had all right. Let me give some context. So I bought like the Tinder Gold thing, right? Because I had like over like 100 matches, and I just wanted to like see so I could just get some quick puss, right? And
sick brag, dude.
No, listen. And there was a 68-year-old grandma on there who liked me. So I liked her
what
back.
Happened?
So I liked her back. So I haven't sent out the first message. I wanted to do it with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a screenshot of her. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now this is not a GILF. All right. I repeat, this is not a GILF. All right. I'll blur out her face when we edit it. But I am. Dude, how do I can't fucking screenshot. All right. But okay, let me send it to you first. 1 sec.
What's her name?
I just sent you the thing.
Evelyn. Oh my God. She's like flirtatious though.
All right.
You can tell like by the way she took this photo. Oh my God.
Dude, so this is not like some 50-year-old MILF with fake tits. Right? This is is cookies and cookies and good Christmas presents. Yeah.
I can't read her whole bio because it's just the screenshot, but it says, "My name is."
I'll read it.
I've been married. Okay, my name is. I've been married twice. Is the first thing she says, which is fucking. That's what this looks like. This looks like a lady who's been married twice, is done with fucking all that shit, and just wants some young Indian man to sweat all over her.
All right. Well, this is what her whole bio says. Okay. So my future sugar mama, her name is, or it says, my name is Evelyn. I've been married twice. I moved to Arizona a few years ago to start anew. I'm not interested in committed relationships at this time. I'm looking for the company of younger men. So that's her Tinder bio. This is a 68-year-old grandma who's been married twice, definitely has grandkids. So Jackson, I wanted to know how do I approach this? You know what I mean? Like what how do I go about this?
Well, here's the thing, man, is from that bio and just looking at her, you can tell, and I don't want to, because for someone who's 68 years old, she doesn't look terrible. I've seen worse people who are almost 70, right?
Okay.
So imagine you're 68, right? She's like so imagine you're 68 and you're like playing the 68-year-old field. She's like average, right? She's like,
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm not 68, right?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, for conjecture, right?
Yeah. So, but where do we?
And she's and so what I'm trying to say is she's bent, but she's like average, but she's and I'm not trying to say she looks super rough, but you can tell she's had some hard living. Just looking at her face and her, like, she's been through life, like she's had experiences. She says right here, she's been married twice. That's 2 marriages, 2 divorces. I'm sure she has kids. Like, that's a whole she lives in another universe than we do. And from this bio, I think she's a super straight shooter. She's like, listen, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm looking for the company of younger men. Okay. And that's something, like it's not, she doesn't want you to like hang out with her kids. She doesn't want you to do any of that stuff. She wants your company. And so, if that's something you're willing to provide, I think, you match her energy. Just go straight shooter.
All right, well, this is for the content, right? I want to like play around with this a bit, right? I'm not gonna actually I'm not gonna go eat some old box with like spider webs in there. You know what I mean? Like, let's play around with this, right? So how should I approach this? First of all, I'll send you there. I'll give her your number right now. I've done that before to one of our friends.
I mean, listen, dude. She needs some company. It's just someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do the job. Whether it's you, whether it's me. She liked you.
I know a guy named Jackson Fanger who enjoys.
Don't give her my last name. That's too much.
I'm gonna give her.
I don't want her finding where I live.
Okay.
But
I know a guy named Jackson who enjoys the company of more mature woman. Let's say that, a more mature woman. Would you?
No. Just say she liked you. She liked you. She wants to be with you. She wants that musty Drake like appearance.
All right, so this is what I've sent. All right.
Okay, what do you got so far?
Well, I already sent it. So I know a guy named Jackson who enjoys the company of more mature woman. He would be interested in hanging out with us.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower. Dude, we could show this lady the time of her life. We could kill this girl.
All right. I'm going to click send. All right. Do you see it? I'm going to click send.
Yeah, with us. Yeah. Do it.
All right. Through the podcast, I'm going to keep checking my phone. I'll give updates, but all right. We click send. All right. We're chilling.
Yeah. And so I think, listen, and if when we go through with this, I think we need to make sure we ease her along.
What do you mean we? I'm not going through with it. Wait, I'm not going through with it. I'm not meeting her.
Come on, dude. Come on. Just play along.
All right. Okay.
Come on. Just play along, and then in a week or so, you'll find yourself staring into my eyes as she's between us, and we're Eiffel Towering. It's going to be awesome. Just let it happen. All right. But so listen, we can't just jump right into that though. We got to ease her in, because if we jump right into that, her old little heart's going to explode, and we're going to have a body on our hands. So we got to make sure we're careful here.
Dude, this is sick, bro. This is demented. This is so demented.
I mean, this was your idea. I don't know what I'm just,
Yeah, I know, but you're actually having like fantasies of how this is gonna play out. I'm just saying, let's just send a couple of messages. You have a whole game plan of how we're gonna be tagged, how we're gonna be tag teaming her, rubbing fucking oil and ointment on her back, dude. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
we can do the oil thing. I think that's a good idea, actually. What kind of oils would you recommend?
I get oil, you do ointment. You can do ointment on her joints. I got oil on the back.
So do we go like top to bottom? So like you're on the back, right? And you're doing a back massage with the oils. Or am I doing the oils and you're doing the ointments?
No. I'm oils. I'm not touching ointment.
Okay, you got your Eastern oils from India, and you're rubbing that lavender into her back, because lavender is an aphrodisiac, right? And so you're getting her hot and bothered, and you got the smell of the lavender, and then you got your smell, and they're kind of like conflicting in each of her nostrils, and she's just she's kind of cooking up a little bit, right? And then I'm down there and I'm massaging her feet with those ointments, right? And I'm just getting it all relaxed down there, and then we just kind of, as you're on the top and I'm on the bottom there, we just kind of creep our way down to the middle. And then there we are,
So
and then from there, who knows what happens.
So you get one cheek, I get the other cheek. You get one cheek, I get the other cheek.
Yeah, come up the back, and then just kind of do that,
All right, I'm gonna send you.
Who knows what happens from there?
I'm gonna send you another whatever pics on her profile.
Okay. Are they all like this? Because this first one for the audience is fairly, for a 68-year-old woman, this is very risque. Like this is what Nina Agdal's grandma would be posing like. This one's interesting. Okay, this is less risque. This looks like she's a vampire.
Dude, I looked at it and it's like some World War II type like march. Like she just had like a little flashback.
Yeah, it looks like she's
like look at that right hand. It's ready to do the salute. Like look at that right
it's
hand.
Down here, and all it needs to do is just fucking shoot right up. You know what I mean?
Dude, look, am I tripping? Look at the picture, dude. I'll blur her face out. It's fine. I won't get in trouble if I blur her out.
Well, you can almost see her mouth saying like "tongue." You know what I mean?
Dude, this is so filthy, bro. What's her, dude? I mean, like even the legs and
it looks like she's singing. Yeah. I mean, that first photo, that's like she's asking for it.
Dude, this is crazy.
She is asking for it. I don't, because like, and I obviously I don't know much about the female maturation process, but I've heard, so like dudes, right? They don't start shooting blanks until they're like old. But like I was under the assumption that chicks kind of lose that a little bit sooner. The
horniness.
The libido is what I was looking for. But yeah, but this picture, she's like asking for it. That is like she's like being all teasy, giggly.
So I think
dress.
So I actually think when she says she enjoys the company of younger men, she just like wants like a friend type of thing, right?
You think so?
I think it's like that because there's no way in hell she thinks like someone like me is gonna like fuck her, right? There's no way. Like,
I bet you. Here's what I bet. I bet you when you show up to do this, you won't be the first.
I'm not showing up. I've said this. I'm not showing
Okay,
up.
that's fine. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Don't worry. Audience, don't worry. We'll get them there. But like for the story. So what are the other two photos? Because this one looks like she's either having a stroke or about to sing, and then the first one looks like she wants you to just crawl into bed.
The other two are pretty much the exact same thing as the first one. It's literally just like she just moved her hand. That's really it. It's not. It's the exact same thing.
Like different, same photo shoot.
Yeah.
I wonder who's taking those pictures. You think she got her granddaughter to take some pictures of her?
Dude.
Some fucking just scar that little kid.
Dude, that's sick, bro. Hey, let me see. There's a little. Oh, dude, you know this bitch is old when she has like one of those like square TVs, like those like really square TVs with the antenna.
Where is it?
Top left. It's in the closet.
In the back.
Yeah.
That looks like a.
Oh, that's a suitcase.
Yeah, you're right. That is a suitcase. You can see the wheels. She's got an interesting looking. Looks like she lives in an apartment, I think.
No, that's a. Oh, dude, you can see her like grandkids' pictures behind her, right side.
That doesn't mean it's not an apartment.
No, I mean there's multiple doors, right? Like I think she probably has a house.
What if she like lives here's a scenario. What if she's like living with her daughter and her son-in-law and her grandkids, right? And every couple weeks she just has some random 20-something come and just dick her down, and the family, like the son-in-law is like, honey, I'm not super comfortable with your grandma soliciting men to come, and she's like, I'm not having that conversation with my mother, and it's like a point of tension in the house. That could be fun.
Like I said, I realistically don't think guys are giving her dick. I think they just like at most like lay in bed with her, like watch some, like some Seinfeld or some old person shit, right? And they just, she just like maybe like rubs their hand, and you know what I mean? And then like you get the gift card when you leave, right? Like let's get $50 an hour.
Card.
Yeah, you get like a good little gift card when you leave.
Well, what if when you go over there, like you're expecting it to go one way, and then it goes like, she's like, hey, let's watch Grey's Anatomy, and then she like falls asleep 20 minutes into it, and you're just stuck there with her son-in-law.
You just rob her. I'm just gonna reach my hand in her purse.
What are you gonna take, her fucking suitcase? Or this, what is that thing? Okay, so look on the right side. It looks like she's got some sort of, that looks like some devil worshipy stuff, like through the doors on the wall.
Let's see.
What is that? That looks like Wiccan.
Oh yeah, it looks like a fucking dog.
A dog?
Yeah, it looks like a skeleton, like a dog skeleton.
Yeah, skeleton for sure. It's weird looking. It looks like have you ever seen Blair Witch Project?
No.
Or the Blair Witch or something. So it's a scary movie, and there's these little like things. It's these people go out in the woods and they look for the Blair Witch, and there's these little spooky things that the witch makes in the woods, and they're like little totems that's supposed to scare the people, and that's what that looks like. It looks like a little Blair Witch totem in her house, which if that's what it is, she's scary, and we should abandon ship immediately.
I don't know what you said, but okay. We're still running our three-way on her. Okay, I have a question for you. What's the oldest like you think you'd actually like fuck, right? Or actually no, scratch that, because like if they're really bad at 80, like like I right, if they looked like a 20-year-old at 80, we'd all do. What's the oldest woman you think you'd be able to date, like the oldest aged?
Like date, like seriously?
Yeah. And for context, you're 25, right?
I'm recently 26.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting your age. Yeah. So for context, you're recently 26. So what's the oldest you think you can have a serious relationship with?
Obviously, it depends on the individual. And there's different cases and things like that, right? But as sort of generally, I feel like 30 is too old. Like that's where I would cut it off. I could go like up to 29 probably.
That's a gay answer.
Just because I think, and here's my reasoning. Like I think chicks who are in their 30s are, for the most part, and again, I'm making generalizations here, but are the most part, they're like ready for prime time. You know what I mean? Like they want to like, they're like looking to get married. They're looking to start the family and everything. And it's not like I'm not trying to do that, but I'm not trying to do that soon. You know what I mean? Like there's some shit I want to do first. And I'm not trying to do that until like I'm probably 30s, you know, in my 30s, early, middle, late 30s or something like that. And so like, if I were to start dating someone who's 30 right now, they'd probably want to do that in the next 1 or 2, like 3 years at most. And when I got to that point, I'd be 29, and I feel like I would not be ready for that. So that's my take.
Nah, bro. She can give good top. I'll tap out at 4 until 40. Like I'm cool. Like it's fine. Like Like
it's one way of looking at it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a more that's one way of looking at it, yeah. I think you got a point there.
Well, I'm not gonna date seriously. Like if I have a girlfriend right now, right? At this point in my life, I have a girlfriend. She gotta understand, like she's like 4th on the priority list, right? Like maybe 4th or 5th.
That's what I'm saying too.
Right. So if she wants me to be exclusive to her, so right, for me it's like, all right, I gotta be you want me to be exclusive to you. You're like 4th or 5th on the priority list, right? Like I'm not kidding. I would if like I would spend money like on NFL Sunday ticket over her. You know what I mean? Like that's how low on the
I would do red zone easily.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather donate to like one of those like streaming servers that like illegally stream the fights and shit like that before paying for her gas. Like that's how low.
Depends for me. It depends on if the stream's good. If it keeps cutting out every 5 fucking minutes, I got to refresh that thing. They're not. We're going to get dinner, but
she's paying for dinner too. Like I'm not paying for her. You know, like this is not. Like, you saw the text message I got the other day. I'm not going to talk about it yet because that chick is probably still Googling me. But actually, I'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
that
mean?
was
that was funky.
Well, that's just like well, that's what I mean. So like if we were to start dating 30 somethings, you know what I mean? It'd be a lot of that. It'd be a lot of people who are very serious about, you know, when chicks talk about it, it's like I'm dating intentionally, right? That's how I'm dating intentionally. Like that's the thing. That's the new buzzword that's out there now. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm too fucking young to be, you know, dating intentionally with the intention of getting married in the next 2 fucking years. You know what I mean? It's weird. To me. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid, but
here's the thing too. Like I understand, like, okay, let me be clear when I say this.
Yeah.
I have no issues with people starting a relationship off a dating app, right? Like I don't have issues with that at all, right? But it's also really weird. It's incredibly weird. It's weird. It's like because 90% of the time I'm swiping right if the girl has like a nice ass, right? Like it's not really a romantic love story. Like, and you kind of want, like, you know, like back in the day, right? It's like, oh, I met your mom. She was my high school sweetheart. I loved her dearly, and I proposed to her. We were dating through college. Or the funny story, oh, I met your mom at the bar. I saw her from across the bar, right? And
Hmm.
I couldn't get my eyes off her. And that second, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And then there's like nowadays, it was like, yeah, I was horny at 2 a.m. stroking my cock, swiping on Tinder, and then and then I saw and your mom's bio said here for a good time, not a long time, and I super liked her. Like it's like a completely different thing, you know. Like it's not romantic anymore. It's just like kind of gross.
I was just gonna say you stole the words. The romance is not because there is something I think a bit romantic about, like you said, like the story, right? Or like a dude. It's usually a dude like putting himself on the line a little bit to be like,
Yeah.
man, like have you seen Good Will Hunting?
No. You're
So
gonna
it's a
ask me
good.
every show. You've asked me like
Yeah.
100 shows. Have you seen this show? I think I'm like 100% and no so far.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, you need
Okay,
to
anyway.
you get in the film room, but you get on that iPad, lock some hours, Johnny Manziel. But so in that movie, he's talking to a guy, and he's like, "So how'd you meet your wife?" And he's like, "I met her on Game 7 of the World Series or whatever, and it was like this crazy game." And he's like, "You were there," and they like relive the whole thing. It's like, "Oh God, that was so. I can't believe you were at that game." He's like, "I wasn't at the game. I fucking was talking to my wife." And he's like, "You missed the game." And he's like, "Dude, I saw her at the bar, and I was like, I gave my friends my ticket, and I was like, I gotta go talk to this girl." And then from there, it was history. Like, there's something really cool about a story like that, as opposed to like you said, just like, oh, she's hot, fucking clicking a button, you know. So it's there's no like drama to it. It's just like very fucking. It's
No,
lame. It's kind of lame, and
especially yeah. Go on.
it's not. I'm not saying people who do it are lame, because like I'm
Yeah.
on there too, because like it's kind of what it is now. But comparatively, just the experience I think is lame to what it used to be.
Yeah, like if you had a long-term relationship and it started off with Bumble where like the girl messages you first,
Right.
like
Right.
like dude, you're kind of gay. Like that's kind of gay. Like at least like like don't be a
Right.
pussy. Like go on Hinge and Tinder, right? Like if it's off of
Right.
Bumble, that's a little gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like if you're like chicks, for you ladies out there, if you met your guy on Bumble, he's not the guy. Like being on Bumble is very weird as a dude.
Yeah.
It's not, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the chick sending the first message or making the first move, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But to mandate that and to get a bunch of weasels who hide behind that rule on there is weird. It's a weaselly thing. It's just
gay.
weird.
It's just
It is,
gay,
yeah.
dude. It's just
It is
gay.
a little gay.
Let's just call it what it is. And like I said,
the first move here. It's weird.
well. Here's the thing: if you're like in like New York or something, or like Portland, where like feminism is really big, right? Dude, Bumble is like a pussy fucking empowered moment. That's the good thing about feminism, bro. It's just spread open a bunch of legs, right? It's made it easier for guys to fucking dig chicks out, right? That's the one great thing that's happened with the rise of feminism. That's why they're so all the men in the Middle East are so fucking pissed off all the time because there's no fucking feminism. You know what I mean? So, so, so that's the one good thing with Bumble. But like once again, dude, it's just you can't like tell your kids, yeah, your mom messaged me first on a dating app, with like some random corny pickup line. Like, it's you get what I'm trying to say, bro.
Right. Well, and it's often the case, and it's not always the case, but it's often the case that the lady in the situation doesn't have any game like whatsoever. And so they'll send the first message on there, I would assume, and I would assume it's something like, "Hey, how's your week going?" you know? And it's just like, that's a great way to kill whatever's there. Like whatever small thing is there from the virtual pixels of, you know, attractiveness between the two of you. There's no better way to kill that than, hey, how's your week going? Or how was work? Happy Monday? Or some lame shit like that. You know what I mean? Because at least, like, I think dudes have a bit more practice at being a little bit creative and sort of, you know, breaking the ice a little bit. And they just don't have to, which is fine. But they're usually pretty bad at it. They're usually pretty damn bad at it. And so it's a great way to kill conversations is to be on Bumble too, I think.
Yeah, dude. Any single time a girl messages me first, it's always like, "Hey." That's all I get. It's like, "Hey," like, "Hey, cutie," "Hey, what's up?" That's all I get. What's your go-to message on like dating apps normally? Because I have like a one thing that I just do all the time.
I just look at their thing, and if there's anything remotely interesting, I'll ask like a witty question about it. So as you and I are in sales, I ever use a very personalized approach, right? I really do my homework there, and but that's mainly my go-to. And if there's nothing interesting on there, if there's nothing interesting on there, I'm honestly not very likely to even send anything because I'm like, I just feel like it's not worth my time because like, you know, you match with enough like just 11 out of 10s on there. And I'm not saying that happens all the time, obviously, but like you match with an 11 out of 10 who has nothing interesting on our profile, right? And you like send some weird icebreaker, and then they'll like maybe send one thing back, and it's like nothing, and it's just like, and then you're just sitting there like you know what I mean? And it just dies every time. So I almost don't even bother with the ones who are like just hot and they like don't have anything interesting on there. It's just to me, it's kind of a waste of time, personally.
Well, so I have a game plan when I'm talking.
What's your game plan?
Okay, so when I'm talking with like a really bad chick and I want to pipe her, right, and like, she just can't have a good conversation, I just straight up ask like, "Yo, what are you looking for?" Right? Like, if the conversation just going nowhere, I'm just gonna straight up ask that. Yo, what are you looking for?
That's good, direct.
Yeah, and if she's like a long-term relationship, I just unmatch. I'm just like, all right, that's enough for me. All right, like I'm not doing this shit. I'll just go unmatch, block. All right, see ya. You know what I mean? If they ask me what I'm looking for, all right, I'll be honest. It's like, hey, listen, I just nothing serious. And then, like I said, if they're like, oh, I'm not looking for that, all right, bye. Like it's not rocket science here, right? But my go-to message is I'd say, do you want my banking information and social security number? I say that every time. It works all the time.
Okay, so all right. So I'm your trainee at you're my mentor here. So you send, do you want my banking information? What's a common response you get back?
Depends on the dating app. So if you're on Tinder, it can depend. It's a really good pickup line on like a lot of Jewish dating apps.
Oh, I'm sure. Why are you on Jewish dating apps? You are the enemy. I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like you wouldn't have much success.
Normally, all right. Normally, that's a joke. Chill out. No one cancel me. Okay. Normally,
they would firebomb you.
All right. What was I saying? Okay. So normally it's just like normally I get like one of two responses. It'll be like yes, like it's normally like a yes. It's always like good, or it's something like, or if the girl's trying to be corny, it's like, yeah, it's like yes, please. That's the energy I like and shit like that. And that's like, you know, whatever. Or it's like all I want is your heart. And if I get that response, I unmatch. Right? I don't want to, like I said.
Oh, come on.
Right? Like if that's the response, it's like, all right, bye. Like I don't want to. I don't want to have a long-term. Hold on one sec. I was like, I don't want to have a long-term thing, right? Clearly you do.
Okay.
So bye. so you're taking up cash on my
Well,
phone.
that's I think an admirable thing on your end. You know, like if we got some chicks who are listening, which I don't know why any lady would listen to this thing,
Especially by
But
this
for-
point. Especially at
right?
this
If
point.
you're
After
if
the
you're,
Middle East
we're
thing,
probably
bro.
right. If we're probably 35 minutes into this now. If you're a lady and you're still listening, God bless you. We love you. Thanks for being here. But I will say, if you're getting upset, if this is where you're getting upset, like if this is where you're starting to draw the line, I think it's an odd place to do it. But I would say Rohan is being very courteous because he could be disingenuous with these people and be like, "Oh, me too," and then go do the whole thing. And he's looking for like-minded folks, and he's being very upfront and very what's the word? Honest. And so I applaud you for that.
Here's the thing,
Good
too.
for you.
Here's the thing, too. I sometimes struggle with going to third base with girls because I'm too honest, right? No, I'm serious, right? Because I'm too honest.
Okay.
So let me explain. Let me explain.
I'm lady. You
Wait,
be
no. Let me
you.
explain.
I'm
I'll
lady.
tell you a story.
Okay,
I have a story. Let me explain.
Okay.
So the other day, I was texting a girl, and then she was gonna bring food and some drinks back to my place, right? And then we're texting. I'm kind of telling her how to get to my place, and then she texts me. She says, "I want you to fuck the shit out of me," which I thought was weird coming from a DoorDash driver. But anyway, the thing is, I'm too honest. I'm too honest, right? And
Right.
I told her, like, I can't do that. I'm not like that. I just can't do that. And then she's like, well, like, what can you do to me? And I'm like, well, statistically speaking, right, I can maybe like fuck a fart out of you, right? And then she blocked me.
That's a good joke.
Yeah,
That's a good.
blocked
That's
me.
a good joke.
I was like, I should maybe fuck a fart out of you. And then like on a really good day, I can fuck a turd out of you, right? And she blocked me. And like I was being honest, I can't fuck the shit out of her. I'm not fucking Charlie Sheen. And so like me being like too, and like I said, my honesty is good because it like sets the intention of what I want, right? But it also is like, it doesn't play into my favor sometimes, right? When I'm like, listen, I can't do all that. Like when a girl's like, what are you into? I'm just like, bruh, like we're not doing all this weird shit. Like just come over,
So like, that's interesting. That's interesting. So is there like a line you draw, or is it, or are you just like not capable? Which one is it? Like, you know what I mean?
Of what?
Are there like things you won't do because you don't want to, or is it like you don't think you're able?
No, I was just kidding. But it's just like, dude, I'm just like too blunt with it, Like it's like there's like things I just don't want to do, and I'm not gonna like fucking like lie to them like straight up and keep like, yeah, I can do that, right? It's just like I just don't.
I will say it's when she's too forward, especially if you don't know her very well yet. It like kind of ruins it's like the Bumble thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like I'm the one who's supposed to be pushing this forward, and like if you make it too easy, it's kind of like you start like tweaking out a little bit. Yeah, you start tweaking out a little bit. You're like this isn't your first time around the block, is it? You know what I mean? Like you've been here before quite a few times, and then you start getting some ideas in your head, and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. So I get that. I think that makes a lot of sense to me.
No, dude, when I was in college, I remember the one time a girl just messaged me and she's like, "Can we fuck as friends?" I'm like, "Yo, that's disgusting. Like, I don't know you. Like, first of all, like we're not friends.
Right.
Like, I don't know you, right? Like, let's not go there. Like, that's, And then it's like, like make it a little tough, right?
Yeah.
Like, give
Yeah,
me,
like
give me a puzzle or something to solve first. Like, make sure I'm like not stupid, right? You're throwing it out here.
right, it's like so you ever go to the zoo, right? And you see those predators in there. It's like you see a tiger at the zoo. That thing looks like it wants to fucking, hang itself by its tail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because there's no excitement. It's not hunting for anything. It just gets a big, fat, sloppy cut of meat every day at the same time, hand delivered to it by some guy in cargo shorts, right? Like the tiger needs to hunt, and and I think as males, like we like sort of it's like it feels good to get her out on the date and then have the date go well and then find a way to get her home eventually, whether it's the first, second date or whatever, right? It's like it feels like you're accomplishing something, or you're measuring up to the standard that she's setting, right? It's like, all right, yeah, I got it, I'm killing it. But if it's too easy, it's like you're like the tiger in the cage. You're just like, oh, here I go again. I'm gonna fucking eat my meat. It's just there's no risk to it.
And I think I think
Yeah.
that's also why, like Dylan Dennis is completely like he's already built the foundation for this Logan Paul Dylan Dennis fight, but Dylan is still going at it, and people are clowning Logan. It's like, dude, you're just the 100th guy in line, right? And like I said, I have no women can do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. Do whatever the
Right.
fuck you want, right? I'm not gonna like slut shame you or whatever the word is. I don't know what the proper terminology is, right? But it is a little like I think it's the same thing for a woman. It's like a little off-putting if the first message is like, "Hey, I want to like fuck you," right? If it's like, like that's like it's like off-putting for both sides. It's like, all right, like it's kind of creepy
Right.
on both ends. And I don't even think it's as much as the hunting thing, right? If a girl just straight up says, "Hey, I want to fuck you," we're like, all right, first off, this might be a guy. This is either a guy trying to catfish me, or right, some dude named Rajesh in India, or like it's just gross, right? Like,
If you're a dude and you're getting that message, so like say like you're sitting there, you're messaging someone and they haven't even met you yet, and they're saying like, oh, like I want to do all this stuff to you, and your alarm bells aren't going off in your head, whether it's like she's crazy, she's got an STD, she's actually a guy, whatever the thing is, like if you don't have alarm bells going off in your head, you just haven't been around long enough. You just haven't. You haven't made that mistake yet.
oh, yeah, I'm writing a bit right now, being really drunk, and almost getting catfished by a transgender person, right? Like I said, I have no issues with the transgender community, right? it's just a bit, right? Stand up, that's what it is. I think I actually texted you about it. I needed help with like the setup, right? Or had like some ideas with the setup, but I'll I'm gonna record it, but I'll send it to you. But should I do it on here? No, I'll do it another week. But yeah, I'll do it another week. We're at like 50 minutes anyway. No one's gonna be listening. I'll do it another week. But I mean, like you're saying, have you ever actually been close to being catfished before?
No, I'm too suspicious.
Yes.
I'm a very suspicious person about a lot of things. That's one of them. Yeah, I'm just very I believe a lot of conspiracy theories. I'm not. That's not the kind of stupid I am. I'm stupid in other ways. Like I'm very like absent-minded. I'll like forget shit a lot. But I'm not that kind of stupid. I'm not like gullible.
Yeah, I've never been close to being catfished. We had a friend in high school. I made like a fake like Snapchat, and like we made like this like fake whole profile and stuff like that. He was like detrimentally horny, right? So I was like, oh, we're gonna mess with him, and we pretend to be a girl. Like we had a friend like put a towel on his head, and like took like a really dark selfie in the bathroom, like fucking fully nude, right, with like his ass only like showing in the light, right? Like it was some nasty shit. And I remember we sent him. I think I might have the screenshot. We sent him some screenshot, some messages like. He was like, "Oh baby, I'm so fucking wet right now," and then he sent a picture with his like tongue out, right? Like he's like holding his shirt, like it was this gay away. He's like, "Trust me, baby, I can make it wetter," and it was at that point we had to stop the prank. We're like, "All right, dude, this has gone too deep." This has gone too deep, bro.
I don't know where you thought it was going.
This is in the span of it. This is like 10th grade. This is like the span of an hour, too. So this is like a span of an hour. So we didn't even like think it was gonna go this far. Then he said something else. Let me find the screenshot. Let me see. I think I saved it to my iCloud. One sec. He said that, and then he said, "Oh," and then he said naughty, like the naughty with the tongue emoji. But I don't remember what the response to that one was. But the one where he said,
naughty.
"Oh, dude, yeah, this dude was really horny. Cool guy. Yeah, he became less horny. This was like 10th grade. Like,
this guy's super horny. Cool guy though.
Great guy. I mean,
I mean, we've all been detrimentally horny before. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like when you're like in high school.
It's part of the male experience. Just you know, there's times in your life where you're just way too horny. I'm looking for similar deal, but have you ever? So my buddy in high school, he was dating this girl, and he sent us a Snapchat to the group chat that was supposed to go to her at one point. And it was so goddamn funny. I'm trying to find the picture. Yeah, fuck, I can't find it. But it was like, he sent some shit. It was like, it was both sad and horny at the same time. I think she was like going out, and and then it was something like, it was like, "I'm sorry." It's like, "No worries, baby, I'll just like jerk it till you get home," or something. And he was making like a duck face at the camera, and he sent that to our group chat, and like we all fucking screenshotted it and like made it the profile photo for all of our chats and everything. Started spamming it. It was so like, I literally still feel bad for the guy that he sent us that. Like,
dude, we had a friend. He did the exact same thing, but he sent a picture of his like dick print to our fucking group chat on accident in shorts. And every year I send it right back to him and remind him, dude.
Like the memory, the Snapchat memory.
I have it in my camera. I screenshotted it, and I'm always like, it's about January. So I just, whenever it's January, I just send that shit right. I'm like, "How you been, buddy?"
That's something I could see Matt doing very easily on accident.
Oh yeah, no, that is something he would definitely do. He's like this. He's like him. Like I said, he was detrimentally horny. He did this in college too, right? So like, it was like freshman year of college. So I think this was like when he like just lost it or was like about to lose it, right? His B card, and he sent that to us in a group chat. We're just chatting about some random shit, and all of a sudden we see it. They're just like, "Yo, what the fuck, bro?" We might have been like talking about like Madden, and we're like, "Bro, we didn't know Madden makes you this horny, dude."
Yeah. Have you ever felt that feeling where like you say something, or someone catches you like in a lie or something, and your just heart fucking drops out of your chest, like through your asshole into the floor, like you just pure fear? because like that's got to be what those guys feel when they send that thing, and they start getting it back, you know, because they send it off, and they're like, oh, that was sick, you know what I mean? Like that was, and then they start getting their phone just starts going crazy, and it's like Jackson screenshotted your chat, Rohan screenshotted your chat. It's like, oh no, oh fuck, and your heart just drops. You're like, oh fuck, and you go in and you just start looking. You open your Snapchat, and you're like, oh my god, I sent it. Fuck, and you're like, and they're trying to unsend it, but it's already screenshotted 7 fucking times. You know what I mean? That's got to be
that's
an unreal amount of fear. That's just fear. Like I can feel it. Because that's like for me, it's like when I've been caught in a lie a few times, especially like when I was younger, like with my parents and stuff, or at school or something. Like that's that feeling of just like, oh fuck, like I'm done. I'm so done. And then just like that's got to be what sending a picture of your dick to your friends has to be like.
I'll say this: sending a picture of your dick to your friends isn't like the worst thing. I don't send dick pics.
Could be worse.
So it could be, yeah. I started a rumor. Like it didn't happen. It was one of our friends, right? I started a rumor that my friend accidentally sent nudes to his mom, right? So like that can be that can be worse, you know. Like that can be significantly worse if that actually happened.
It
right?
could.
Like so if something like that happened, that's like, oh fuck. Like didn't you have a friend whose like mom like fucked like one of his teammates or something like that?
Not a friend of mine. So this is a good story. I told this story to our boss one time when he was still both our boss. I don't work with you anymore, but this is a good story. So when I was in high school, there was we had a pretty good high school football team, and on that team there were I think like 2 5-stars, and we had a 4-star quarterback, and the quarterback was really good. And at one point, a lot of people would vacation to San Diego for 4th of July weekend. And that's important. It'll be important later. But so the quarterback and his family, they go to vacation in San Diego. And then there's this guy who I took weights with. He was 3 years older than me in high school. But his name was, actually I won't say his name, but he was massive. Just completely, he looked like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was 17 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And was definitely like juicing and stuff, but really big, really strong guy. And they were vacationing in San Diego as well. And so this was the summer before I got to high school. And so this was a big story on campus, like when I first got there. So because this guy is big and strong, and they're in San Diego where like the Navy SEAL kind of headquarters is and everything, he would go out to bars with his fake ID. He looked like he was 30 because he was all jacked up on roids and stuff. And he would go out to bars and front as a Navy SEAL to women. And it worked because he was jacked out of his fucking mind. And so he starts talking to an older lady, right? She's in her 50s or whatever. And he starts giving her the Navy SEAL thing, and she's very intrigued. And so, long story short, she takes this guy, this high schooler, back to her room thinking he's a Navy SEAL. And they start getting it on. And lo and behold, that quarterback walks in the room because that's his mother. And he sees his high school. It's a big high school. A lot of kids go there. But he sees this guy with his mom and freaks out and tries to fight the guy. But the guy is 6'3", 240 pounds of lean, mean fighting machine. So he beats the shit out of him after he you know what I mean? And so not only is there the humiliation of catching your mom with your high school classmate, but also he beats you up afterwards. It's like the worst day ever. And then he like left, and it was this whole thing. And yeah, it was a huge story on campus. They had a very disappointing football season, and I don't think he played very well. I'm sure he had some mental stuff going on. You know what I mean? Some confidence issues, I would assume. So that's that story. It's pretty gnarly. Like that's a gnarly. It's to me, it's kind of funny, but it's also like if I was the guy who walked in on that, I don't know how I would ever recover from an experience like that. Like that is years of therapy, like years.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to forgive my mom if
Absolutely
I
not.
was-
No, I'd freak out. Yeah.
First of all, kudos to him for trying to fight the guy. Like, even though he got his ass beat,
got to.
like, yeah, kudos to him. Like, I respect, even though, like, he got his ass beat. Everyone takes L's in fights. That's just life, right? You're gonna take an L. Kudos to him for having the balls to try to fight a guy way bigger than him, especially a dude who is like has like all this testosterone pumped into him already. Who's like, so kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's a bummer for the guy. Parents probably divorced after. Like, what was the aftermath of that?
I don't, because they were different years than me in school, and so I didn't know them super well. I believe the mom had issues like that before, or maybe they were afterwards after this happened. Not with other high schoolers, but like with other. I think she had issues. That was the word on the street. I don't know if that's true, but if it happened more than that time, but so I would assume that they're not together. I don't remember. I don't know all the details because I wasn't like in those immediate circles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was kind of like all, the story gets passed around a lot. I'm sure my version is a little bit
Diluted.
grandiose, a little bit, just because I've heard I probably was like the third person down the chain to hear the story, and you play telephone. You know what I mean? But the bare bones of that story are pretty solid, I would say.
Yeah, so he fucked the kids. So a dude fucked his teammate's mom without knowing it was his mom, right? Pretty much is what happened.
I don't know if the guy knew.
I don't
But
think he. I
the
don't
mom,
think he would've known.
the mom definitely didn't know. That's something I don't know, is whether or not the guy knew or not.
Okay.
I would assume.
Probably not.
I mean, I don't know, because I didn't know him before, so I don't know if they had any problems or anything. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know the answer though.
Dude, fucking somebody's mom as revenge is just dirty, dude. That's just sick. Like that's just.
That guy, the guy who's on roids, is now. He went to college at one of the schools here in Arizona and stopped taking roids and gained a bunch of weight. And now he's like kind of a bum. So karma kind of worked out that way, but because that's a gnarly. Because especially if it was intentional, it's a pretty gnarly thing to do. So
Yeah.
but yes, and I think the other guy is doing well. The one whose mom it was.
Fuck his mom.
I'm connected
dude.
with him on LinkedIn. I think he's doing well. So
Fuck that dude's mom.
I think it all ended up okay, but it's a pretty gnarly experience, I would assume, for all involved.
Yeah.
Big drama at school. That was a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. Well, we're at an hour. Anything else you want to add on to that? Anything else we got to add? I think we had a.
I think it's pretty solid. I think sort of covered all the bases. Unless you wanted, I don't really have anything to say about this. We brought it up last week briefly. The mug shot of 45.
Am I tripping? What are we
DONAL DPTRUMP.
Oh.
Trump.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The Republican
I don't really
primaries
have
were
anything to
boring.
say about it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
boring.
I didn't watch the debates. I don't know.
There's an Indian
I
guy
don't-
in there. I don't know. He's
Dude,
cool.
I like him a lot, actually.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Ron DeSantis is fumbling if you want to look at it through a political lens, but I don't care enough. Like, I just
Yeah.
kind of want the Indian guy to win. I don't know any of his policies. It'll just be cool to have an Indian guy in there. So I hope
I like
it
that
pans
guy.
out.
I actually Yeah, I started following him on Twitter. He's pretty cool, it seems like, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
not gonna
Mike
vote still.
Pence. I think Mike Pence is running, but like that dude is gonna get 0 votes. Like I don't think. Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, he did something. I saw this. He did something with Tucker, and Tucker was talking to him about.
Ukraine.
I forget what the yeah,
It was
yeah, that's what it
Ukraine.
was. And right, and he was like, "What's like are Americans like not your priority, whatever?" And Mike Pence goes, "No, they're not my priority." It's like who fucking? It's like a Biden moment. It's like who the fuck is talking right now? It's crazy, but I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, it's not exciting. Those people all just seem like fucking evil witches. I don't like any of them. So
I'd love to have a politics talk with like Patrick Bet-David, PBD. Like because like he makes
yeah,
it seem really interesting, right? When he kind of gives his political.
I mean, that guy could narrate paint drying, and I'd be interested. You know what I mean? He can just talk. He's a great talker.
He did a thing with Tom Brady recently.
I hate Tom. I saw that. I was like, I was not a fan of that. It made me, by association, it made me like Patrick Bet David less. I was like, I don't trust this guy anymore because he's doing this with Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a scumbag, a absolute fucking scumbag. That's gonna be my last point of the day. If you have anything else, go for it. But I'm gonna close out on that. Fuck Tom Brady.
We have nothing else. Anyway, if you've made it this far, which probably didn't, but thank you guys for watching. We're gonna have probably one more episode next week. Then we're gonna be in the middle of I'm gonna be in the middle of a move. So it'll be a little bit. We're gonna go our next episode, hopefully, or not our next episode. Our first episode in October will hopefully be in person. We're really excited for that. I think it's going to change the dynamic. Yep. It's a little bit tough to do these things on Zoom, right? Like I want to look into your eyes, and like caress your cheek when I talk to you. So we're gonna kind of move that. We're gonna start having people on. It's like I said, that's gonna be the big update from us. Follow the Instagrams once again. Same old, same old. Go in the bio. You guys know what to do. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And, we'll let you know if we run an Eiffel Tower on the old woman. Peace.